Hey folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another vintage cube. These are fun. I've got a day off work. I think I'm gonna do one more and then work out, take a shower, actually do some productive things, but figure you gotta just chill a bit on your day off. Don't get many of these as of right now, so just gonna enjoy it a bit. Come on, last player. Go! Good pack one. Demonic Tutor stands out as the strongest card here, even though I pick one or pick two that last time and didn't actually end up putting it in my deck. I like Swords to Plowshares a lot as well, just as like a generically powerful thing to be doing, but let's take the another copy of the best card in our deck. I like Elspeth, I like Ugin. Narset's okay. I think I'm just gonna take an Ugin. Let's secure very good top end early and the ability to tutor for it, and then maybe find some signets and mana rocks and stuff to actually get to this. Guess I should have spent a little more time looking at what I was gonna potentially wheel from that pack, but I think that had a Massacre Worm that I could be looking for. I like Balance, Everflowing Chalice, and Olamug here. Olamug seems less necessary if I have a piece of very good colorless top end already. Yeah, Balance is good, but I think I like Everflowing Chalice. It's so good with this pick, and it's just a generically powerful card, whereas Balance tries to force me into a new color. Could potentially wheel a Night's Whisper or Tassiger from this pack. Okay. We have a plan. I don't know how we get to the plan yet, but we have a plan. I'm looking at Packrat and Batterskull here. I just have a hard time passing Batterskull. This is potentially ramp for 2, which is 100% what I want right now. We're not sending good signals for what colors we are to the person that is next to us. I can see taking Wildfire or Avacyn's Pilgrim here. Wildfire is not good now, but it is very good later. Drop a Planeswalker, Wildfire, wipe the board. I think I'm going to start trying to hedge towards a ramp direction though. This is between a land and an Inquisition for me, I think. Wrath of God is also okay. This is pack 3, 6, 7. This is the 8th pick. Um, hmm. So if I stay on color for Demonic Tutor, I'm taking Inquisition. I'm just gonna take the Wrath of God and see if white is super open. Alright. White's pretty open. Ninth pick, Swords to Plowshares. I don't see myself playing any of these. Like, these sorts of creatures don't work well with a Wrath of God, and Ugin is symmetrical. Eh. Yeah, white's definitely open. I don't know if I want Hero of Blades Old. I might just take the Night's Whisper on the off chance that I'm still black. I take the land here. The dream is alive. Gilded Lotus is the jump to Karn and Ugin. Gilded Lotus comes back a good portion of the time, though. This pack's really good. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever Signet I don't take. Gonti's also a real thought. Gilded Lotus might come back. I think I'm going to just pick up a Signet here over that or Bitter Blossom. I'm going to take the Celestia Signet in case I still end up going into green. Oh, Dynamo's great. Don't think we're in Oblivion Stone deck. Is this better than just taking the Gideon? Yeah, I don't know about this one. I think Eureka and Show and Tell effects are really risky in Cube, even when they're cheating out these. I'm just going to take the Gideon as a powerful card. Just gets a creature. Alright. I don't think we're a Revel Art deck. I don't think we're playing any of these cards in most circumstances. I'm going to take a 4/5 with some huge upside. Um, Damnation is a reason to be back in black. We don't have enough creatures for sort of Feast and Famine to be good. Alright, this is our second Wrath effect. Alright, I have 40 seconds. I'm going to take a second and just look at this. So I have 4 acceleration cards right now that work towards my big stuff. A white-black control deck. Don't think we have enough for Metalworker. Face Fetters or Vampiric Tutor. Face Fetters is awkward with Ugin. I'm going to take the Vampiric Tutor. Alright. We're going to be able to do stuff consistently. I don't think I would just play an Ashen Rider I'm going to take this. Like, I do not want any more top end than what I have. Would not play any of that. Alright, let's move that to sideboard. I think we're pretty solidly in black-white again now. Giver is not making this deck. Icehill Freebooter is not making this deck. So this is 19 playables as of the end of pack 2. That's not bad. Gilded Lotus did not make it back around though. The balance would have ended up being so damn good in this deck. I don't remember what I took over balance. Recruiter of the Guard gets this. Does it get this? Ox is great. Godless Shrine is great. Could wheel Unexpectedly Absent, Bone Shredder, Maze of Ith from this deck. Sorry, from this pack. I think I like Concealed Courtyard here. We're doing fine on number of playables, so I really just want to work towards making my deck more consistent and smooth. I have a lot of ramp now. Hopefully we don't need like this, or this, or this, or this in the deck. Promise End? Emrakul the Promise End is probably like really castable in this deck. I wasn't planning on taking another piece of top end, but that's just really good. And I don't think I get to be the Ravages of War deck. I don't think I end up ahead on board most of the time. Kaya's okay. But I think Kaya's better in constructed than limited. Winds is really good. Rager's interesting if I keep the Recruiter of the Guard in, but I think I'm going to try not to do that. Oh, this pick is hard. Prismatic Vista, Gideon, Blade Splicer, Council Judgment, Dark Confidant. Maybe not Dark Confidant. Let's slow our roll there. Like, Blade Splicer is something that makes Recruiter of the Guard better, and it comes up the board early. I think I just like Council's Judgment, though. I think I just want to have a pile of answers that get me to my end game. Prismatic Vista is really good, though. Because I do have, like, white-white and black-black cards. I have Batterskull. I have Batterskull. Like I just am supposed to, right? The third Wrath effect is not nearly as valuable as the first cheat a fatty into play effect. It's also just something that will be like good to tutor for on a turn one in a lot of scenarios where I open with Vamp Tutor or Imperial Seal. I mean, yeah. You don't make the deck game one, but I don't mind having you. You are a sideboard option. You are a sideboard option? I think you're a sideboard option. And I don't know if Nighthawk's Calendar is going to make the deck game one. This deck's good. Okay. So yeah. We are going to bully the crap out of fair creature-based decks. Maybe I don't wins in game one. I have 1, 2, 3. I also may have too many win conditions. Like first world problem, I know, but maybe this card doesn't fit. Maybe this card is worse than wins. Maybe this card is worse than wins. So this is effectively a 16-line deck calling the Mox a land. That also has 6 ramp cards. Do I want to just cut a spell to run one more land, given how important it is for me to hit land drops? I could also just like cut the Liliana's Triumph pretty easily and add 1 basic swamp. This is 3. Well, let's move this stuff out of the way. This is 8-7. I have more white pips than black, so that's probably correct. And that's a neutral one. You get 2 more white sources off of these that aren't black sources. Maybe I should flip-flop this in the other direction, especially considering that I have 3 tutors, but like 4 white cards, only 1 black card. This feels okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to run that last land or not. Alright, let's take a snip of this and call it good. Actually, I probably want to snip the sideboard too. Alright, so this is draft number 5. Feels a little weird to be playing a deck like this that can't actually net very many cards. It's actually going down cards via Vamp's Tutor and Imperial Seal, but maybe that's fine. Yes, we are not playing Yorion as a champion companion. Deep. This is maybe a mid-game Demonic Tutor to get Thran Dynamo. I only have 1 black source. I'm just going to play a Stoneforge off Plains here. Just protect it from a random strip mine or something. The cool thing here is that this incentivizes our opponent to remove the Stoneforge Mystic when we don't actually care about the Stoneforge Mystic. We will just hardcast this Batterskull with the way our deck is built. Palace for 1 into answer to Oko off Demo Tutor. They didn't just elk my Stoneforge, which means they don't like super care about the Batterskull. But maybe I like play the Batterskull game a bit. All right, you've indicated that you can beat this, so show me what you got. So their Oko is up to 7 loyalty. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. A little awkward to equip the Batterskull to Stoneforge and attack in because my opponent can exchange control. I think I just answer the Oko this turn. Then my board is just better than my opponent's board after that. I think this is a Council's Judgment moment. Play Council Judgment around days and answer it. So we have Ugin on the horizon that will clean up most of my opponent's permanents. Oh, maybe I missed a point of damage with Stoneforge on my turn, by the way. Oh, the Shadow is, like, surprisingly clutch there. Might be a little hard to get my Ugin into play against this looter. The weird line involves bouncing my Batterskull to play Ugin and then getting the 3-for-1. I think I just discard another land and hope to top deck another. God. That's fine. That's another card for me to clean up with Ugin. Oh. That sucks. My opponent gets a draw 7 and I don't. I get a draw 1. That also ships away my best card that I've been saving. Alright, that's definitely a way that I could lose this game. That was unexpected. Alright, the jig is up. I've got nothing. Oh shit, I messed that up, didn't I? Should have bounced Batterskull in response and then put it back in uncounterably. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can still do it, but now I'm exposed to a counterspell, whereas I wasn't before. The additional land drop is pretty good for my opponent here. It makes it easier to do things like activate Creeping Tarpet and then put the sword on it afterwards. All I'm saying is one of my Wrath effects would be good. I have 3 to draw towards. Actually, I guess 4 Ugins back in the deck. Oh no! Oh, that's so good. This isn't gonna resolve. See if my opponent just trades a couple of bodies here. Oh shit, the snake death touches. Forgot about that. Thought it was just a 1/1 snake. That was actually a really bad attack. I don't think I beat Glen Elandra. I'm just going to go ahead and concede here rather than show my opponent more cards since I don't think I beat what's on board. There's so much power on board plus an annoying effect and 2 counterspells, both of which are active. Alright, I'm playing against some sort of bug control deck. But I do think the Wrath effects are good against my opponent. There are things like Leovold that I want to get out of the way without explicitly killing them with single-targeted removal. I don't think I board. Like, I could board, like, Recruiter, Rager, Nighthawk Scavenger. But I think the stuff that's in my deck is just good. I'm gonna run it back. Yes. No. Ah, that's how we're losing this one, huh? Alright. I think I have to keep the Damnation. And I think I also have to sandbag the Damnation too. Damn it. The multi-5 that is brutal. So, like, now my opponent knows to play around a Damnation if at all possible. So it's cool that my opponent doesn't know about Gideon here. That means that next turn I can play Gideon, destroy the looter, and if my opponent doesn't play another card, then I still have, like, a Damnation for whatever comes next. Dripping Tarpet will be a little annoying. But Gideon starts with relatively high loyalty. Does this combat damage to a player, by the way? Yeah, to an opponent. That's cool. Alright, got a counter spell. You didn't show me him last time. And you could have hardcast that, too. So that means you theoretically have something else. I'm going to lose to someone who didn't hardcast a Force of Negation, but they could have hardcast a Force of Negation, right? Like, my opponent had 3 lands with the Creeping Tar Pit tapped or something. No, they played Swamp that turn. Oh, what is this? That's devastating. Wow. I lose my second white source, and my opponent gets ramped for 2. Yikes. I just have to kill this, which means I'm casting Damnation this turn. I only get a 1-for-1 with my Damnation. All this after the Mold of 5 is brutal. I'll be going for Wrath of God for the 2-for-1 next turn. Don't like using a removal spell on Leovold when I can just represent the 2-for-1. So I need to take this hit so I can discard Swords to Plowshares and then play Wrath of God to get both creatures. If I try to Swords to Plowshares Leovold now, I remove Leovold, but then my opponent just equips to the Luterial Core instead. That's pretty unfortunate. I could save myself 5 life here now that my opponent has attacked with this and can't re-equip. Save myself 5 life and a card, but give my opponent a random card. But then it's like so bad to cast Wrath of God. Yeah, I think I take the hit. Oh, maybe I don't, and Creeping Tar Pit is the deal breaker there. Ah, maybe I wasn't supposed to. I don't know. Like, I'm in a horrible position. In Vamp Tutor for, like, Batterskull? I think Creeping Tar Pit is just gonna get a sword this turn, and I'm... Nope. Okay. So if I Vamp Tutor, I go down to 2. No, sorry, I go down to 3, and then Creeping Tar Pit kills me if I get something like Batterskull. Wins is not an instant. I can get Path to Exile and try to stay alive. Or alternatively, I can just, like, not. Tutor, keep my life total higher, and then I have more outs to what's happening. I'm a little too short on mana to get one of the things that swings the game real hard, like Ugin or Karn. Yeah, I think I have to not cast Vampiric Tutor. And die. Yeah, but not casting. I guess I could have Vamp Tutored for Swords of Plowshares or Path to Exile, and if my opponent puts the sword on Creeping Tar Pit and not on their green creature, I'm still alive. Or if they don't attack with the tar pit, maybe I'm still alive. I don't know. Like, the mulligan hurts so much there. And the stuff that my opponent had, especially the sword, just buried me. That's okay. Like, I feel good about the deck thus far. Like, we got killed in game one by a god combo. Like, my opponent got to draw 7 cards, and I got to discard 1 and draw 1. But otherwise, we were winning game one. And I feel okay against that deck if I'm on 6 or 7 cards. I can't do it. Like, I can demo tutor for a land, but then like that's just like mulliganing, and I lose life to do that, and it's open to counter spells, and no, yeah. Whereas this hand is just like actively good. I'll discard ward. I'll throw back Worn Power Stone. All right, so we get to play this like Batterskull sub game for a little while, and then I do something with Imperial Seal at some point. I don't know when exactly or what. That probably converts into a win condition. We'll see. Oh, Tolarian Academy. Man, that's really good against my Batterskull. I also don't have white for Council's Judgment. What am I baiting that? Like, oddly specifically good against what I have going on here. Maybe I'm just attacking and killing it. The Tolarian Academy is also like really good with that. Hmm. This turn I can Imperial Seal and put in Batterskull at their end step. What do I get? Like, Council Judgment is the card that I want, but I can't cast it yet. Maybe I pick it up now anyway, and intend on using Coalition Relic to cast it at some point. See how good my opponent's turn is, slash what they want to do. My opponent's deck is at least 3 colors. Tolarian Academy might just be a colorless thing. Send it at ready and see what happens. I can just hold up Stoneforge, or sorry, I can just hold up Batterskull Bounce for Duretti now with how this has played out, and not play Council's Judgment, or sorry, and not play Coalition Relic. That's maybe good. It's an awkward dance, but it's a dance that plays towards me finding another land, because when I find any other land, I can go Coalition Relic into Council Judgment on the same turn. This is awkward in that like my opponent gets to minus this and I'm priced into bouncing it and then they don't have to sacrifice. But we knew that going into this turn cycle. Alright, opponent has so much mana. Maybe nothing to do with it. We just attack already and get super fun. No, if my opponent had a removal spell, they would have removed already, right? I think so. Oh, this is so bad if I'm wrong. They have like a flash creature. Okay, great. Alright, so my opponent actually does have blue cards over there. That's a beating. I feel like I could probably capitalize on the greed of my opponent's deck in a lot of games, though. Like, Tolarian Academy isn't a mana-producing land unless these are going on. Like, my opponent has probably at least 3 different kinds of basics. I'm not sure what all my opponent has going on over there. Like, they have so many cards and they're not doing anything. There's a world where I don't even put in the Batter Skull this turn, play around everything, but I'm just gonna crash on in. I like this. Lost one less. Oh, it's just my graveyard. All right. We're not there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next turn. This is 10. All right. I need some other stuff to go to the yard. I think since I can't do anything else with my mana, just attack for 4 instead of 5 and leave up the possibility of bouncing the Batter Skull. Is my opponent just going to be like a Storm deck over there and I'm just going to like die at some point when they have a critical mass of cards? That's actually not very good against us, oddly enough. Sure. So this turn I will attack for all 5 because I can't also put a creature back in. I have 3 types in here, so this costs 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still a little short. All right, I won. A little confused about what's happening. Like, maybe my opponent just drew almost all of their mana sources this game, even after Ancestral. Instant speed answers to creatures are going to be good because of that Through the Breach, so I think I'm going to bring this in. What does this do exactly? So my opponent has at least a regular Mox and 2 pseudo Moxen. Bringing this in to exile those is not crazy. think Kite Sail Freebooter is okay. And I guess the same would be true of Mesmeric Fiend then, although that's a little awkward with my sweepers, but maybe I don't want sweepers against what I saw. I didn't see anything that makes me want to think that I need sweepers. Bad to be wrong, but maybe that's the way this should go. Maybe let's board out one threat. Crazy to board down one of the tutors here. Might not be crazy to board down the worst tutor. I think my Vamp tutor is just becoming a land with how this hand looks. And then I use Demo tutor later to get a win condition, or I can just draw one naturally. Yeah. I think I'm going to do this in my opponent's upkeep because remand is incredibly awkward. Yeah, that's fine. The next turn I play Thran Dynamo into Signet. I have 3, 6, 7, 8 mana towards Emrakul. Already's a beating if that occurs. Fuck. Oh, I was gonna miss a damage by sacrificing their Baleful Strix. Yep. Go through. I can just Demo Tutor for a Council's Judgment and then answer it next turn. And then play out my artifact mana afterwards. That might be cleaner. I could like offer a trade of Mox Diamond for Everflowing Chalice. So I actually don't hate that. That is also a surprisingly good counter to what's going on the other side of the battlefield. But I think I'll just take the Council's Judgment. I have a good win condition in hand already that will work if I drag the game on. I have 2 types in graveyard. No, 3 types in graveyard already, so this is costing 10. Oh, I wonder if my opponent had like half of multiple combos in hand last time, and that was part of their problem. Two mana for Signet, and 3 mana for Council Judgment works. Oh, I guess let's tap this more properly. Alright, if opponent could go red source into Splinter Twin, I will lose, and there's nothing I can do about that right now. So this gets them a red source, I am officially scared. Yep. Oh, this is actually quite good. Again, we'll go 1, 2, 3, Coalition Relic into Kaya, Kaya Exile Mox. Then that keeps me alive. Theoretically, in the world where my opponent does have Splinter Twin. Which is the world where I'm dead. That seems completely unnecessary. That's terrifying. So my opponent could hit any number of my big scary things. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This costs 9. I'm not there, but I'm there next turn. All right, Ugin and Karn are in there. Wrath of God and Damnation are in my sideboard. Worn Power Stone. More Power Stones there. Winds is in there. Neither one of my tutors. Not Path to Exile. Not getting an ally of Zendikar. Boros Signet? I think they got Boros Signet. No, Boros Signet is great in graveyard. Phyrexian Rager? Did I board in Phyrexian Rager? You're not board in Phyrexian Rager. Shit, what do they have? Alright, I'm not sure what they have. I ate a land. Ah, it was just something average, which is why I wasn't looking for it. Mesmeric Fiend was something that I had boarded in. Wasn't in my main deck. It's pretty good in this situation. But now, like, my Wrath of God looks so good. Oh no, they don't. They're in the board. Winds looks real good. You Death Touch. No, you Lifelink. I believe I am just playing this as a flyer that can trade with Pestermite. I like this attack for me so far. So this eliminates Sphere of Splinter Twin, killing me. And I gain life. They get another card out of it. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Difference between 9 and 10 matter? No, because you're under there. I don't think I charge. I would be fine with trading this for Gonti and then equipping to Stoneforge, or just like bouncing and redeploying. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, while still holding bounce up. Yeah, I guess I can just equip. Playing that land there lets me bounce and put back in immediately if that's something that I need to do in this turn cycle. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work out like you want. Activate Downward Mystic. Hold priority. Bounce Batter Skull. Yeah, you played yourself. You got cute by trying to like do that at instant speed. Should have tried that at sorcery speed. There was an onboard trick that you missed. Would like to play first. I'm gonna keep this hand. Can turn one Demo Tutor or Knight's Whisper. The thing that I would want to do for 3 mana on turn 2 is just Coalition Relic. So I don't know that I want a Demo Tutor on one. I think I just Knight's Whisper on one. Ooh, Emery is interesting. But opponent has missed on artifacts. Coalition Relic, charge, and just play Batterskull. Or I can Coalition Relic, Imperial Seal, pick up something like a Day of Judgment or something like that preemptively. But I think I just like this. I'm not sure if I should be playing both Imperial Seal and Vampiric Tutor in this deck that also has Demonic Tutor. Very much a fair deck, and like losing out on the card for card selection is maybe not where I want to be in every single game. If shit goes south here, I have Demo Tutor for Council's Judgment. Anacrypt is so good. I'm not pressuring my opponent's life total hardly at all with this deck. So the lightning bolt side of the equation is free. Ha 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 ha! All right, that has occurred, and it's very good. I think I'm demo tutoring for Thran Dynamo. Next turn play Dynamo, following turn play Karn. What do I do with this Imperial Seal? I probably need to use it now, otherwise I'm not using it for a while. Let's figure out what we're doing with it. I think I just want to 100% have access to Council's Judgment this game. Something like Giddy and Ally of Zendikar also would have been okay as a get. But I'm not scared of my opponent's board currently. I'm scared of them dumping some big dumb 4 or 5 drop into play that I can't beat. Oh, fuck. Ramming up Excavator Strip Mine is... This is not what I wanted to use a Council's Judgment on, but, like, I 100% have to. I am in trouble if I don't hit another land drop. Also, I can't really tell the overall strategy of my opponent's deck as of right now. Like, they have Strip Mine in a way to recur it, otherwise we've just seen a couple of, like, X spells. Maybe there's a lot of artifacts for, like, Emery. Oh, Lodestone Golem probably beats me. That gets into play. It's unfortunate how my opponent casts Lodestone Golem. And then I can Dynamo, but I can't Karn the following turn. Oh no, they discarded Ancient Grudge on top of that as well. Alright, I would have made that play either way. Because, like, getting that so it doesn't get the Batterskull or and Dynamo is good. But I just did not look at the other card that my opponent discarded. I got stuck right there. If my opponent's on empty, maybe I get there. Batterskull still just costs 5. Karn costs 8, so I can't Karn currently. But if my opponent has another card that impacts the board, I don't know that I can realistically win. Oh god, they have a second way to recur that fucking Strip Mine? Ugh. I overtapped there, but that's okay. Gotta do like a path. Yeah, alright. Finest deck is cool. They have 2 ways to recur Strip Mine, plus a lot of ramp, plus some other angles of disruption and a little bit of graveyard synergy. Well, if they've got graveyard synergy, I need this. Mesmeric Fiend and Freebooter are of consideration. I think I'm going to drop this for reasons that I was talking about at the beginning of that game. And, like, trying to ramp against this stuff, against the Strip Mine Recursion deck, is brutal. Maybe I go down on the one of those that is going to be most consistently expensive. And just play something like a Rager or a Mesmeric Fiend. They're both awkward with the Wrath of Gods that I think I need to keep in my deck, though. I could just take Nighthawk Scavenger. That can pressure something like a run in 6. Yeah, I don't love these hands that just have too many of these effects in them. Like, I'll keep this, but I don't know that I actually win this game. I think I will just be vamp tutoring for a mana source of some kind. Mox? Signet? I get Mox and Demon. Oh, I can Demo Tutor either way. Take a Signet. Yeah, I am just like so scared of Strip Mine here. What am I doing with my life? How am I beating Library? This is awkward. Further my mana as well. I have Council Judgment already. And maybe I should have just like fucking Council Judgment the Library immediately. Maybe that was just a punt on my end. Oh, I still can if I get Mox Emerald. The Mox Emerald ramps me, and then I take out this library. Alright. So I'll upkeep path that, because that gets something back that's better than a land, basic. Alright. Big turn for me to hit a land. I accept. Notably, Goblin Welder targets stuff from either player. It's not like, something like Emery that only works for you. So if I end up getting one of these Ancient Grudged or something, my Batterskull can get welded out. Oh, great. So that's just going to be life gain. That's okay. Very good. But my opponent probably can't play multiple lands. I don't think I'm attacking. There's a world where I just want to trade with this sucker and then like bounce the Batter Skull. That way I have something to do if my opponent, sorry, if I don't hit a land. God damn. That's horrifying. The middle one is mana. Cool, now I'm just gonna get like Shatter Skull smashing or whatever. Ugin will be very good. I need 2 mana to get to it, but it will be very good. Hopefully this batters. God damn it. And now my opponent like gets to keep me off of it for more turns as well. That's super frustrating. Saw that coming. Don't know that I have outs to what's going on now. Like, I'm taking 13 or 14 this turn, depending on what my opponent does. No, I have Damnation and Wrath of God that both do incredible things here, actually. But if my opponent finds their X spell, I am dead this turn. I mean, I guess this just sets me up better for a Wrath of God to get back in the game, right? Oh no, I'm just... Did the damage one already activate? Or do they fetch now and then I die? Alright, give me a Wrath for Justice. For Great Justice. Nope. Alright. That's a bit of a frustrating one. I feel like this was a 2-1 deck, not a 1-2 deck, but that's okay. This deck was missing something. It was more card draw, or otherwise forms of card advantage. I don't love Imperial Seal in this deck. Like, with 3 tutors, I was kind of tripping over myself a little bit in terms of having too many of them in opening hands. So even though I had all 3, maybe Imperial Seal should have been in the board, and I just should have played something like the Rager in the main deck, or the Mesmeric Fiend or something. That's fine. Like, also, like, Emrakul the Promised End was a little bit harder to cast than I was expecting it to be, given all of the ramp that we had. Maybe I should have started something else in its place as well and just boarded that in as, like, the additional finisher against slower decks. Alright, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good rest of the day. If you're enjoying the content, please like, comment, all that sort of stuff.